p.m. Detroit, and you know what that means. Detroit media icon Ryan Ermanni, University of Michigan great Braylon Edwards, and of course, Maz are about to take over on Woodward Sports. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m., it's the best Detroit sports talk on Detroit's best sports network, Woodward Sports.
You know what? They're absolutely right. This is Detroit's best sports network. Welcome in to another episode of Ermanni Network for Maz. Won't be joined by Ryan Ermanni. We will be joined by, however, the good-looking man to my left. His name is Anson, Michigan State Spartan extraordinaire, as well as Detroit heckler. Didn't call himself that. He was gifted that name by a young Kirk Thomas. What's going on, my brother?
Just brought in some cards to give away.
Or did I make a mistake? Was that Cuban that donned you the name?
That was actually Jerry Sloan, but
okay, another Hall of Famer. Another Hall of Famer.
Both the guys you mentioned both doubled down on that, though. But the Detroit heckler brought you guys some cards, and this is for Dante 151 because we told you we'd take care of you, my man. You finally took it home on Friday, so guys, get your super chats in. We will read them today. And then, of course, get you a slot on that prize.
Can you put that up again? Because I missed the shot.
Is that like a Ben Wallace?
Can you put up the bubble head again?
Yeah.
I missed the shot.
Again. It's like the old school. It's not the bobble. It's like
this
the
is
bobble
a bank.
That
is a
bank.
I thought it was like the one of those dolls.
I do have a Ben Wallace with a broken head bobblehead. Okay. If you want me to do some hot glue, Dante, let me know.
That is awesome, dude. That's a
little
bang.
Ben Wallace, a little beef stew in there as well.
That looks like one of those dolls where like you open up and there's a smaller Ben Wallace in there and a smaller and a smaller Ben Wallace.
Yeah, the Russian dolls.
Well, you see all these individuals on the camera, like you say hello to Ricky Burns is in the building today. Ricky, how was your weekend?
It was good, man. The weather was better than I expected, so I got to be outside a lot. Got a lot done. Barbecue with the family, hung out with the girls. Didn't get to golf, but it still was good.
Okay. Didn't get to golf. Is there somebody else that you heard over there? That's Pete Spivak's in the building. Pete, talk about your weekend,
Good
man.
afternoon.
What did you get allowed to do? The weather was a little better.
Cool, easy, calm, single guys weekend of doing exactly what I wanted, when I wanted, including fishing. And I love it.
Speaking of somebody that does when they want, how they want, it is Tom Mazaway in the chair, looking good. Baba, how you feeling, man?
I'm good, guys. Good to see you all. And great Memorial Day weekend. Again, thank you to all that gave their life for us to have that day off. And I think we do a pretty nice job here in the United States of honoring the fallen. And the Tigers did their job as well. It was a beautiful weekend. Sure, it wasn't pool weather, unless the pool is heated. But it was a real nice weekend. Very enjoyable.
Before we get to the Tigers in the game, actually, which I attended yesterday, shout out to the Tigers. They win 2 in a row, kind of getting back from that series that they lost against the Cleveland Guardians this past Thursday, Friday, and the weekend. But a conversation that spawned, I want to say on Monday, Maz, is it politically correct to say Happy Memorial Day to vets and families? That was a conversation I heard. A lot of vets were saying that it's improper practice to say it. Why would you say Happy Memorial Day to the fallen soldiers? And so I wanted to get your take on that. What did you think? I wanted to bring in you and Pete and Anson because I know you guys are all opinionated about
I think we mean well by saying that, but it probably isn't the right thing to say. There's got to be a better way to say it. I hope you enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Just remember why we're off, and remember why we're celebrating this day. It's for the guys and gals that took care of us and gave us the peace and love that we have.
Yeah, lost their lives.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you for your sacrifice on this weekend.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, sacrifice, I agree, because it's not easy being a soldier and giving up your life and giving up your youth and giving up, like what you did, giving up time to do when all your friends are going out and having fun. You're in training camp, or if you're a soldier, you're in boot camp, or you're in ROTC. So God bless them all.
Appreciate that. I always appreciate when different individuals can provide different perspective. There was an Air Force vet that came on and spoke his piece in terms of what he thinks on the matter, and he was able to give some insight to how that could be offensive, but he doesn't take it that way. And so okay, you know what? I appreciate that. Appreciate that insight. Pretty good weekend nonetheless for myself. Ricky hit on it, man. The weather's a little bit better than I think we thought we were going to get. Some yard work was done, but I chilled on Friday, Saturday, saw the weekend. It was a great concert, great show, but I'm older now. Like at 42, I felt 42 in this concert. First and foremost, man, nobody sits down at these concerts anymore.
Nope.
Now, I don't know if it was I don't know if I didn't sit down when I was this age. I don't think I thought I did.
I hate that.
Yo.
No one sits down. And so I'm sitting with my cousin. It's my cousin's good friend and his wife. And I sat down. You know, I'm like, all right, cool. He came out. You know, shout out. And also, it's very demonic, so it'd be my last time going to see the weekend.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it was a great show. The production value was amazing, as you see.
Funny.
Appreciate that, Pete. But these young girls, these young guys, they didn't sit down the whole show. I sat down, and the girls behind me are from Canada. It was like, look at this guy sitting down. I was like,
They should
I'm
be
sitting down here for a minute.
They should be
They
happy.
shamed me. I had to go to the concourse level and enjoy an adult beverage by myself because I wasn't about to stand up and cheer for every single song.
Yeah.
There was no sitting down for an hour and 45 minutes that he performed.
They should have been happy. They could see better with you sitting down.
This is very true.
And I'm gonna warn you right now: do not go to a Lil Baby show because I went to a Lil Baby show. Hold on, they were standing on the seats. It was the opposite. You had to stand on your seat. It was the craziest thing I've ever been a part of. I'll never
no disrespect, but if I'm going to a rap show, I will be in somebody's suite. Like
I'm
I'm
not
not doing that anymore. But no, it was fun. It was great production value. It was fun to watch the excitement that they had about an artist that came to Detroit. So that was fun. After the concert, we went to a place called The Yard. Shout out to Corktown, man. Detroit looks good. Was downtown again yesterday for the Tigers game. We'll see those videos in a second. But Detroit looked good at nighttime, especially in the Corktown vibe. Have any of you ever had a moment that was just super dope, like in terms of a game you were playing and people were watching and people were around it and this was a huge moment? I'll give you an example. It could be you shooting billiards and the tournament got hot and it just so happened that at the time you were on the 8 ball. It could be bowling. It can be beer pong. It can be any type of game.
Ping pong.
And you just had it could be ice hockey. It could be ping pong. Not ice hockey, excuse me. You know what I'm talking about.
Pickleball?
Air hockey.
Air hockey.
Have anybody had a moment like that? If you do, please go, because I got one for you.
I'm sure Pete's had a few playing pinball.
Pete, you had a moment? You had a moment just everybody seemed to congregate around right as you were finishing an activity and you prevailed.
It actually did happen. My season 6 championship in pinball in 2023. I'm off the streets. New guy in the league. Week 1 of the new season. It's an 8-week season. I made it all the way to the finals, and then when we got to the final 8, and I was like ranked 6th out of the 8, they said, "Oh, we're going to do the tournament a little bit differently this year. It's going to be sudden death." So basically, it's like if you lose, you're gone. So I had to go through. I went through the gauntlet of all these former champions to get my name first on that trophy. And when I won, and I turned around, everybody had congregated, and they all congratulated me, and I was brand new off the streets, and that's what initiated me into the pinball world. That recently happened.
Brand new off the Peach Street.
That's right. I was a new player off the street. They didn't know who I was. They didn't know anything about me, and I came in there. I whooped all their butts.
Man, 63 years on this earth. I know you got some moments.
How about this? This is the truth too. My last.
Hold on, is Pete lying?
No. No, this sounds weird. But
Don't say it like that.
What I meant by that is this really happened to me. It was my last bowling night in New Jersey. League night, and I was subbing for my dad on his team, and his league was a really very competitive league. And the last game, I had the first 9 strikes.
Nice.
So you need 12 to get the 300 game.
100%.
So they're looking at me and like, man, this kid's all right. This kid's all right, because the 300 games weren't just falling off the shelves like they do nowadays.
Right.
Anyway, I get the 10th one. The 11th shot's my best shot, and the whole place is around me, and no one's bowling. They're just letting me shoot. The other 20 some odd lanes on that floor just stopped bowling, and they let me bowl. And I didn't throw a very good ball. I got 9, so I got a 299 game. But yeah, that was a little hairy, and I'll say I choked. No doubt about it. I did not throw my best ball. I choked.
It's 299 though, man.
299.
It's a hell of a moment.
That's my last game in Jersey, February 11th, 1993.
That was the last game?
Something about February, huh?
Yep, February 11th, a week before my birthday, 10 days before yours,
Okay.
11 before yours,
100%.
9 before yours. And yeah, I'll never forget it. And they
$2.99.
were busting my chops. They were like, "Hey, you can't move to Michigan. We need you now. We're gonna bench your dad. We're putting you on now." But that's something, man. Yeah, so that really did happen.
$2.99. I like it.
$2.99.
You gotta go, Braylon. I can't beat that.
Bray?
I can't even buy is nowhere near that. Go ahead.
$2.99. All right, I'll go.
Yeah, go.
So we go to the Yard. Yard is a indoor-outdoor kind of sports bar in Corktown. It's right next to the Garfield Hotel. So they have life-size beer pong outside. They use volleyballs. You're shooting the hoops. Nice. They have cornhole. They have a bunch of other games, axe throwing on the inside. We go to the outside. It's me and my cousin. We'll walk there from another spot, and we're waiting for his friends to meet up. We immediately go outside. I say, yo, tonight is the night. I've walked by the yard a bunch of times and seen people playing beer pong.
Yeah.
So I said, I got to play tonight. There's this kid on the beer pong that is well, it's not beer pong, it's life size, so it's trash can
I've played
with
it before.
volleyballs.
Yeah, I played it before.
So it's this kid that's just wolfing. He is just talking. Mind you, he's gaming people too, but he's just so much mouth. I said, I got to get on and play against him. So I end up getting on eventually, playing with my cousin. We get on. He got beat the game before, so he wasn't on. So we get on. Actually, I take that back. I picked him up on my team. So we play. He hits one shot. I hit 5. We win. Skunk the other team. But this is not what I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted to beat him.
Yeah.
He was the mouth of the South. Shout out to Jimmy Hart.
So you carried him to a victory.
100%. So
You
you got
helped
another
him.
victory. And the whole time he wasn't looking at me. He was talking to his boys. He was dapping it up.
Punk.
Straight punk, man.
Punk.
Old, straight punk. So I said, it's okay. You can have the win. He picked his homeboy up. I waited on the side for my cousin who was over talking to his people. Finally, I tapped Cuz. I said, Cuz, I just want to beat this dude. So he comes back over. They won again. We get on. Don't you know? Hit 3 shots in a row. Cousin hits 2 shots in a row. We're down to the last one. Mind you, they haven't made a shot yet.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
They haven't made a shot yet.
Oh, wow.
But somewhere along the line, we stalled. We missed.
what
We
happens.
missed.
Oh,
we
no.
missed. You blink, it's 4 to 5, so they only need 2. We only need 1.
Oh, God.
We shoot 1, we miss. Our second ball was on their side. I said throw the ball. They throw the ball. It bounces off the basket and goes behind the gate, over the fence. Somebody's walking on that street right there where the yard is. Somebody's walking. I said, hey, can you toss me the ball? It's a young girl. She throws the ball to me. Jump up. Competitiveness, it never stops, by the way. Athletes, it just never stops. Jump up, catch it with one hand, turn around, shoot it after I caught it. Said game. I thought I was full of you know what. Went in, dropped, and all you heard was this girl from the outside who threw the ball. Who the F is this guy? Like, who the F is this guy?
I would have loved to be able to
This
do
is
that.
what I love about this moment. Like, of all the football stories and all the things, like, see, this is the moments I live for.
great.
This will be the one that comes to my mind.
Yeah.
When
Nice,
great night. So
Braylon.
it was a great night, great
cool,
week,
man.
and it was capped off Monday with win by your Detroit Tigers. They get a win. It was I
my
was there.
goodness.
Pete put up the
Yep,
picks.
I got you,
Yeah,
buddy.
I mean, seriously, those nosebleeds you were in, man. Couldn't you get some better seats?
Right? You're Braylon Edwards.
It's unbelievable, man.
You should be
Look,
on the
if
field.
you're gonna do it, you have to do it big. If you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. Shout out to my boy.
You were
George.
closer to the weekend than you were any plates.
This is true. I wasn't trying to be that close to the weekend.
I've been
So
front
they
row the
were
weekend.
good seats.
Yeah, so
Look at
these are
this.
the seats. This is that new area. Shout out, man.
Home play club.
This is the home play club. They showed me what it's gonna look like. I got a
Whoa.
little bit of preview.
Wait a second.
Yeah, you saw that?
Yeah, what was that?
I was waiting for you guys to catch that. Don't get a little replay.
Sorry,
Now
there's
they
the
walked
replay for
into my
everybody at
shot.
home.
That's
Yeah.
Josh Reynolds' ex-girlfriend, ex-wife, by the way. But
That's why
anyways,
she's the ex.
seats were great. It was fun. I got a preview of what the home play club is going to look like starting after the All-Star break. Mind you, this is coming soon, man. It was a great time. Got the win. My boy Javier Baez.
Yes.
I'm going to just start there, Baz, and then you can talk about the game in its entirety. So, sitting in those seats, George was like, all right, cool. We'll go up 5th inning and grab it back. I said, okay, cool. We go up. I forgot Javi was coming up next to bat. First bat, struck out. Second bat, he struck out. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll wait. Forgot about it. We go up to the club. I'm watching from the club. I'm like, oh, shoot, Javi's up. What's this commotion? Javi looks pissed. So all of that went on, you see where my seats were?
Right in front of you.
I would have heard everything, and you know what I've been
exclusive.
Javi.
heard
The
everything.
energy for Javi Baez from this Detroit Tigers fan, I understand why. The attitude that he had, that the strike was called the way it was, that horrible pitch, he cares like no other in this moment. He's the big brother in this dugout. He's the one providing that energy, that effort. Maybe there's something to what Scott Harris saw, and we were talking about, Javi, get him out of here, this, that, and third. Maybe there's something to what he provides, what we can't see, is in that locker room, in that space. But it was great. Got a chance to see the Tigers won. You're welcome for breaking the streak, but go Tigers. Had a great weekend.
There should be like a most improved award for a guy that went from completely hated by the fan base
Yeah, this is
to
true.
completely embraced. I honestly
It's early,
can't-
though.
I can't think of another example in Detroit sports where a guy was so maligned with the fan base to the point where now people are buying his jersey for hosts that can't stand the guy. So, I mean, what Javi's meaning to this ball club in this city right now, it's something we could have never imagined. Even with people like you calling for his resurrection this year, I don't think anybody could have guessed he would be just in the hearts and so loved by the fan base right now. It's a damn fun team.
He was pissed, man, because the umpire didn't give him a chance to voice his opinion. You know, you could argue a ball and a strike. You could argue that. But when the guy would not let him talk. And Javi wanted to just get his point across and ask him how he could call it the way he did.
Angel Jr.?
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, I forgot who it was anyway. It's Phil Cousy. That's who it was.
He's acting like Angel.
Yeah. Anyway, the minute he turns around, he was ready to go back to the dugout, and Cousy throws him out. And A.J. Hinch was like an inch away from coming out to save him, basically. But it didn't work, but it worked for the team because a 2-run RBI for Riley Green, and they got just enough to beat the Giants 3-1. You're not going to see a ton of runs probably in this series. They both play pretty good defense, and they don't have a lot of power. Each team does not have a lot of power. So this is a tough series against the Giants, but they got their first one. And, of course, we didn't get a chance to talk about Sunday. If you were there lucky enough on Sunday for the 11:30 a.m. game on Roku network, by the way.
Right. Oh my God.
By the time I woke up, I had a late night on Saturday. Woke up on Sunday. It was too late to go to the game. So I'm trying to find the damn game.
Oh, same.
I had to call 3 of my friends and say, where's the game?
Stream East, bro. I keep telling you this. Every game you want, Stream East.
Anyway, I got you just download the app and you get the game. But what he did, 95 pitches.
Wow.
94 freaking pitches, and he ends the game on a 103-mile-an-hour fastball, and he has his first complete game. Shutout, of course. Tigers win that one. They got just enough runs for him to get his first shutout. So they got one against Cleveland. They should have won Saturday night. Won't go into that. But they've got 2 in a row now. And guess who was in Birmingham Roast today?
Scoops.
No, San Francisco Giants.
Oh, Verlander.
Justin Verlander.
JV.
Yeah, this is his spot. He lives
Justin
right
Verlander.
there.
Yep, Justin Verlander was in. Not Kate. Kate. I asked Lydia if Kate was here. She said no. So JV was here grabbing himself a little breakfast a little bit earlier.
Shout out to JV. Look, as it relates to the Guardians, because a lot of people, I just don't understand the Tigers fans that have something to say when they lose a game. Like, it was 162 games in baseball. Like, you're going to lose games. Everybody that wins the World Series, last time I checked, they didn't go 162-0. You're going to lose games. Your Tigers not only are winning games, when they lose games, they come back with 2 wins in a row. The Tigers still have the best MLB record. Let that sink in. The Tigers have the best MLB record. As it relates to the Cleveland Guardians, you want to hear a crazy stat? In the all-time series, the Tigers versus the Guardians versus the Indians, because that's what it used to be. Are you ready? The Tigers are 1160. 1,160 wins. You know what the Guardians have? 1,158.
Amazing.
Let that sink in. When they play them, they are the bane in each other's existence.
It's like the Bears and Packers.
It will just be like that, because next time we see Cleveland, guarantee you we win 3 games to 1. It's just how that series goes. But the Tigers, they bounce back with a win, and because of Scooble. Like, Anson, what were you thinking when you saw the stat line? I forgot the game was that early, mind you. So when I saw the stat line, there was 13 strikeouts, 2 hits, and a complete game. It was 2 o'clock, and I said, what is this? Is this somebody sending me something? I forgot that it was 11:30 game.
The game was over already.
Talk about what that game was and what Scooble means to this Tigers team.
Well, I was playing my little cousin in Dynasty Baseball this weekend, and of course, he had Tarek Scooble.
That starts this week.
And, the problem was, games don't start till 12:30 or 1 o'clock. So I missed some plays on my team, and I watched Scooble put up 62. I didn't watch the game. I watched the box score. And it's so bittersweet when you love your team and you want to see a guy like that go out and get a no-hitter, but I'm praying for 1 hit,
What's a no-hitter cut?
A no-hitter put up like 90. Like a really great start's about 30 points.
Yeah.
He got 62 because of the CGSO.
I played against him too.
It would have been like 90 points if he got that no-hitter, but we didn't really have a chance regardless, even though we have the most points in the league. But, I mean, that kid, when I saw him getting bandied about as this future stud arm, I just didn't quite see it. And maybe that was because he was a Tiger, and it's been some time. It's a decade since we've really had power pitching. But this guy's, he strikes fear into batters' hearts at this point. This is, when you look at him and you look at Skeens as the two best young pitchers in MLB, Skeens is sexy, I guess you could say, but Skubal's scary. That is a guy that's intimidating Dodgers.
He's man, I know you're about to say something, but I saw Skubal yesterday. He came out when they had the vet that they were honoring. The vet that they were honoring. Skubal was the one that came out and gave him the jersey. So I'm standing up because we're all standing up and clapping. He's right in front of me, so Skubal had to walk right in front of me. He's just this. He's a big body, and it's
horse.
I'm not even gonna say pause. I don't got time for that today. Like, it's a big body. He has long arms, big shoulders, big legs. Like, he has a big head. Like, he's physically imposing.
He's a bulldog.
He's a
And
horse,
now,
man.
when you get on a mound, now look at that on the mound. Like, what made Randy Johnson so crazy, he's 6'10" without the mound.
I compared
now
him
you
to
add
Randy
the
Johnson.
mound, Randy Johnson's 7'3".
Right.
That's how
And
Skubal
throwing
looks.
100
But
miles an hour.
Skubal he's a football player. It's a football body with these pitcher arms, and you just don't want smoke, Pete.
I was going to say, let me throw a little caveat in there. Do you know why Randy Johnson was so good? Not only was he 7'3" on the mound, but when his release.
Downhill.
So his release was closer to the plate than the average pitcher would be. So the
makes sense.
timing is just off. Same thing for Tarek Skubal.
Kerry Wood, another
Yeah,
dude.
Kerry Wood, another
Kerry
one.
Wood.
If the taller and lengthier you are with a strong arm, and the closer that the release is towards home plate, the more chances you're going to get the strikeouts. And I think that's why Tarek Skubal is doing that, because that left arm comes around with such ferocity, and that release point being so close to your eyeball when you're staring down the pitcher and staring at the ball, it's intimidating, man. It throws your timing off.
Man, just talk about this in a grander scheme of things. These Detroit Tigers, because I think when people hear the best record in baseball, people look at it as right now. People can't get to this is going to last, that this has lasted. So let's go broader.
Yeah.
The Dodgers, the Yankees, these are some of the teams you mentioned right now. I feel like the Phillies have fallen off a little bit. Where does this Tiger teams compare to you, to all the major guys, the major players, the teams you know are going to be there in October?
They're like the Tampa Bay Rays were the last bunch of years. They are the team that does it right, brings up their young talent, and plays over their heads. They don't have the superstars on their team. Sure, Skubal's a superstar. He is it on this team. As far as superstars go, he is it. Riley Green's a very good player. He's never going to stay healthy 100%. That's the problem with trying to sign this guy. And his agent was licking his chops after that game on Sunday because the price just went up again. And if he was going to get $40 million a year, that thing has gone up. He's going to be up near the Shohei Ohtani range when it's all said and done. By the way, Shohei is starting to pitch.
19?
You might see him be pitching here in the next
huh?
couple of weeks, live in games. But Skubal is a freak, man. He is a 7th-round pick that it just hit. It's amazing what happened. From Seattle University. People, didn't even give
Never
this guy
heard
a
of it.
chance, basically. You probably never even heard of Seattle University.
Never.
Isn't that something? But there he is, and his first complete game. And A.J. Hinch said sometimes you just got to let your guy go out there and be that bulldog that he was. Because usually when you come in off the 7th or 8th inning, A.J. has his hand out, shake your hand. This time, the fist bump came out. Fist bump means you go out and finish your job. And Skubal was crying after that game. I don't know if you saw the interview, but his wife and kid, his wife is expecting. He's got his other little boy in there, and he couldn't have been happier. And I hope he remembers the picture on Sunday of a packed Comerica Park on a gorgeous day and remembers that scene when it comes down, when Scott Boras is like, hey, look, the Red Sox want to give you this much. The Tigers want to give you this much. I hope he stays. And I hope there's such a thing as a hometown discount, at least a little bit, because this guy is going to be the highest paid pitcher in baseball when it's all said and done.
Yeah, there definitely should be a hometown discount because we could have sent you to Baltimore. Look how that situation looks right about now. One thing you got to love about A.J. Hinch, and I got a chance to see it in person firsthand yesterday, is he trusts his guys only so far. If he doesn't see what he needs to see, don't worry. You're getting the heck out of here.
Tyler Holton, one batter.
That's
You're
exactly
out.
where I was going to. I'm watching. I said, uh-oh. Before I could even get Maz, he was already calling for him to look. And as a pitcher, you understand, you know what? You got to skip. I didn't do it. Can't go. I'll go next game. You got to appreciate what A.J. Hinch is able to do. He's the skip in MLB for me right now. He is the guy.
I don't think any of those guys complain about getting yanked after one inning, after a batter even, because it's all in the notes. This is what I'm going to do, and that's just what he does. He's going to get manager of the year hands down, easy.
Oh man! About the dominance of what the Tigers have done so far is they dropped the series to Cleveland. It's their third this year. They lost to the Dodgers, they lost to the Rangers, and now they lost to the Guardians. Drop a series 3-1 to the team in your same division. Yeah, you're still 5 games ahead of them.
Yep. That
shows you the dominance. Like even myself, with my novice baseball mind, I'm like, whoa, still 4 ahead after losing the series. That's tough.
You know, you mentioned the lack of superstars on this team with Skubal being the only one. I think that is a good thing for this team. Without offensive superstars, you don't have anybody that is going to get upset when they get pulled or they get substituted.
They're all young kids,
absolutely,
for the most part.
You know, and with the CGSO being, nearly extinct these days, to be able to give that to him, this team just, they scream Detroit. You know, every team that we've ever had, it was kind of void of that superstar talent. And I think that to be able to assimilate into Hinch's system, you have to be humble. And this whole team is not only humble, but they're hungry and they believe.
I want to say this. The guy that they wanted to get, and we all wanted, Alex Bregman. And I sent this text into our Woodward chat.
Evil.
They call me Evil Maz for a reason. He got hurt. Re-injured his quad the other day.
You should have seen the emoji Maz included when he sent it to the group chat.
Yeah, he's going to be out for a while. He's going to be out for a while. That's all I got to say.
He's so happy.
Another thing that I want to say, and this goes outside the fan base of the Tigers, it wasn't a packed house yesterday. A lot of people were enjoying their families. A lot of people were getting
pretty
ready.
Close, though.
But that's what I'm about to say. It was 80%, 75, 80%. Maz, but what that 75, 80% was, it was 75, 80% from pitch 1 to the end of the game. Yeah. And everybody stayed to the end. Everybody waited to the announcements. You got to hear Chef Geach, the Tigers won again. I love that they are including Detroit into what Detroit is. That was not the case when I was a kid. That was not the case when I was in the league. Now they're integrating everything. But the fans were there. The fans were talking about it. Maz, when you're watching people leave the ballpark, you saw people playing, like their kids playing with kids that they didn't know. Individuals were having conversation, man. It just feels good when your city is doing good. It feels good when your teams are going good. And I felt that energy from Detroit last night. It was some great energy to take home, man, and bring into the show today.
Hell of a matchup tonight, too. Flaherty against Logan Webb. 2 of the better pitchers in the game. I know Flaherty hasn't had a Flaherty-type season, but
it's not necessarily his fault. Like he's out here 9 Ks, 10 Ks, 8 Ks. He just can't get enough.
If he can give you 6 solid to get going again, that's what you need. Tonight you need 7 probably.
That's true.
Because that bullpen has been taxed. Yeah. And San Fran, you're not going to get a lot off him tonight with Webb on the mound. So this could be a 1-0, 2-1 game tonight.
Logan Webb tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tough matchup.
Ace of the staff.
Yep.
Dante 151, welcome in, my friend. I don't know if you saw this earlier, but this Ben Wallace is for you, my friend.
That looks like a Fat Joe Dumas.
This is a
I thought it was
bank.
That was Joy Bell with a Pistons jersey.
That is a great bank.
Dante 151 in the super chat just gives Skubal a 10-year $850 million contract. I don't think you'll get too many upset Detroiters over that. And John Kenyon, Skubal deserves a theme song. Fraggle Rock is perfect. Just needs to be renamed Scuba Rock. You are welcome, John, and the world can't all get wild thing. Hey, guys, before we head into the break, smash that like button and get your super chats in. We already got 5 or so in. There is a Jalen Williams J-Dub rookie in honor of him going off for 34 last night. We'll get to that when we come back from the break, I think.
Oh, no, we will. We definitely will get to SGA, OKC, and Anson being right.
That was a heck of a game.
All that good stuff. But I still have some things to say about that before we get into that. You mentioned the walk-up songs. Everybody's walk-up song from the Detroit Tigers is one of two things with the exception of two people. It is country, which I have no problem with, or it is gospel, which I have no problem. Not gospel, but like Christ revival. Christian rock,
music.
that's what it's called.
That's Carps.
Striper.
Well, he's not the only one. He's one of 6 because I counted.
Oh, wow.
When you know, it was hot. I was bored. I was about to fall asleep. But I counted. It's 6 guys with Christian rock. The rest have country. The only person that has something different is McKinstry has a rap song. I forgot what it was. I think it's Drake. And then
how about Veerling?
Gleyber Torres.
Oh.
Gleyber Torres' song is
like
another
Spanish
Drake song.
Really?
It's Drake, Nicki Minaj, and
By the way, Gleyber Torres leads the AL and American League second baseman in OPS.
It's Labor Day.
That's right. It's Gleyber Day, everybody.
I came on the wrong day. It wasn't Labor Day yesterday.
Braylon texted me a few days after the fact, and he said, by the way, my coming out song would be First Day Out as well.
Oh, 100%.
Hell yeah.
100%. Look, that's a great first segment. Let's get a message in from Dr. Pierce, the injury insider.
All right, I was there today at Michigan Sports and Spine in Livonia. Attention, sports fans, do not miss our expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. He joins Woodward Sports every Tuesday on Big D Energy. He's with us on Thursday. Sometimes he's here with us on Friday. Trust the guy that D-Mac trusts. Trust the guy that I trust. I tell you firsthand info. The physical therapists there are outstanding. Faith and, of course, Kara. Emily is there as well. So they take great care of you. It doesn't matter if you're a sport athlete or just a schlub off the street like me. Give them a try today. 248-426-9944 or try them online. MichiganSportsAndSpine.com.
Are you a real Detroit sports fan? Woodward Sports is here to give you all the Detroit sports you can handle. Weekdays, make sure you're locked in on Wake Up Woodward from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Followed by Big D Energy with Neil Rule and Darren McCarty from 11 a.m. to 1. Up next, you can't miss Ermanni and Edwards with Maz from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And finish the day out with the bad boys of Detroit sports media, the Woodward Heavyweights, from 5 to 7 p.m. Okay, wait, that isn't enough for you, you sports freak. Check out Woodward Wings, Woodward Ringside, and the Lions Weekly Update every Sunday with Broder, Terry Foster, and Sean Baligian. Subscribe on YouTube for all our great content, and make sure you're following on all social media, X, IG, Facebook, and TikTok. You want sports? We got you covered. Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasta salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone, boys. Woodward Sports.
Hey guys, looking to upgrade your relaxation game? Well, check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, right on the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road, right down the street here from us at Woodward Sports, the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. Experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan. He is the wellness doc and the creator of the YouTube Massage Chair Review channel, the top-rated one. Book a visit right now, massagechairhouse.com, massagechairhouse.com, or check out that QR code right now. It'll take you right there and take your choice. We're going to show you a bunch of them. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
I'm about to earn some points right now with Pete and Tom Masway. I'm actually very excited for 2 weeks from now, I do believe.
Horses?
Yeah, 100%, because journalism has won one, sovereignty has won one, and now they will meet at the Belmont
That'll be
Stage
fun.
That's correct.
for it all, man.
That'll be
I'm
fun.
excited, man. Maz, when's the last time we've had 1-1 going into the Belmont Stakes?
You know what? It happens more often than you think.
That's true.
But sovereignty is the one he kind of ducked. He didn't duck it. It wasn't the horse's fault. It was the guys that run the horse's business. He ducked the Preakness to save some room and try to win at Belmont, which is this year. It's at Saratoga Springs in upstate New York City. Upstate New York, right by Albany.
I like your
past
take
Albany.
where if you're going to enter the Triple Crown, you have
must.
to race all three.
If you win the Derby.
I see.
Right, if you win the
To
Derby.
me, if you win the Derby, if
your
you're healthy,
obligation.
if the horse is healthy,
Right.
you got to run in the Preakness. And he didn't. Journalism ran back-to-back, and he's a champion horse. We'll see. I'm rooting for journalism, obviously.
All right,
Well,
let's
Bill
get-
Mott failed us, man. Maz, that was Bill Mott failing the community.
Yep,
He not only failed his horse, he failed his investors, and he failed the community. That's what happened.
no doubt.
By the way, Chet, Maz has been waiting a week to talk about this.
have?
You have to wait
Yeah, you
another
have.
week.
It's been on the damn sheet for a week.
I could talk about it every day.
I know it.
Yes, you could, but we will not. Pete, where are you with? Who's going to win when the showdown happens?
Between sovereignty and journalism,
I believe that's the two.
that's going to be sovereignty, baby. That's going
Sovereignty
to
it
be
is.
sovereignty. Yep.
All right, that's the betting man. Speaking of, I didn't tell you that the ticket for the weekend concert was $225.
What?
My cousin was at the it's love. My cousin was at the bar making a bet. You know, I don't bet anymore. But I was like, why don't you put this bet in? Put the bet in on his account for your boy. I told him, I said, you can either double that bet, Maz. I said you should. It's a very good bet. Double this bet, or do your own thing. He did his own thing. 25 out of his account. He had to pay me what he owed me because the bet hit. Just like I told him.
What was it?
Jalen Brunson. This would have been Friday night. Jalen Brunson 3 threes. Neymar 2 threes. Anobi 2 threes. Pascal Siakam points total and other stuff 24, which was easy. And then it was Mikal Bridges over 16.5. Man, I won the bet. It was like 2 minutes left in the third.
Bad, man.
So the concert was free. I didn't add that tidbit. But you know what's not free? Is
Yeah, hold on. Before you go off that concert, knowing what you know now, how they stand up at concerts, why bother getting a good seat then? Just get a cheap seat and listen to the concert and sit
agree.
down. Why bother?
I'm
Bring
with you.
binoculars in.
I'm with you. I wouldn't even go realistically. Like unless I'm in a suite. Like unless I was in a suite where you
Right.
can sit down and vibe and not have to necessarily worry about what the crowd is doing or what the concert is doing. That's the way to go. Like I think that's what, or a club level where you're comfortable and you
Yeah.
can chill.
I like the weekend. If I
It's
had
just-
a chance to go, I like his music. But I would have been pissed if I had to stand all night.
If it's not a grimy, dark warehouse, I'm not going.
You can go to R&B shows.
I'm
they
not
sit
going,
down,
man.
just to let you know, and just better take a female to an R&B show. And the weekend, his stage so big, I would want to sit far back because I was blessed enough to be able to sit front row at the weekend before, and I didn't like it because I couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
See, I want my shows to start around 12 or 2 a.m. And I want it to not have the address regularly available to people. I want to call a number
sounds
that
crazy.
somebody gives me the directions. And I want to possibly be trespassed if I'm there.
And that's how
wow.
that's how you don't make it home too. Though.
Right.
These are the circumstances where
Literally.
sometimes
Well,
you
of
don't
course
like
not. There's after hours to stop by on the way home.
You got
Oh,
you
man.
got the look. You got the fit going.
Yeah.
Did you make it to movement at all?
Let's not talk about that.
Uh-oh.
How about you, Bray? Did you go to movement?
No, I did. No, I told you. No. This was a very relaxing weekend
All
for
right.
me. You've seen
good.
me come in the past after Memorial weekends. Like, this was
You needed a day off after your day off.
true.
Yeah.
That's a great way.
This is very
We're all
relaxing.
getting
You
to that
do look
point,
very
aren't we?
refreshed and
I
good.
appreciate it.
and
A
looking
get to
lot
that
of
point.
sleep. I got family members might be mad at me on Sunday. Like I completely slept Sunday. I didn't go to anybody's house. Sorry.
Yeah. Remember going to
I
work.
I chose my peace.
No sleep, still kind of partying your system, and
100%.
just going straight to work. I'll be fine. Man, I don't, and I do miss those days.
Arthritis.
Right. Arthritis
does set in. You know who doesn't have arthritis is young guys, and especially one. Those OKC Thunder boys.
Oh, boy.
Those OKC Thunder boys, man. I'm going to tell you like this. I'm starting to come around to what Anson's been talking about and selling. I think we get so caught up, and they win 128 to 126. Wolves put up their best effort in a losing matter.
After winning by 40 the previous game.
Well, we know what that was. That was, all right, we'll let y'all have this one. We'll recoup. But I think as an American, you get so used to watching a sport a certain way. One part of the American, the bravado is the brashness. It's the ego. It's the in your face. It's the this, that, and the third. Foreigners don't necessarily play that brand of basketball. They don't necessarily play that brand of sports. It's just smooth, easy sailing, water off a duck's back, and that's how SGA plays the game. Like, that's what you want Anthony Edwards. I'm like, oh, yeah, I like he's doing this. It's not been able to happen right now for him. Just that depth. And now that the depth is actually playing well for the Minnesota Timberwolves, Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards are what? They're exhausted.
Yep.
They are absolutely exhausted, not making excuses. Shout out to SGA. They are – the thing you got to love about SGA, Pete, right on time, 40, 10, and 9. But something I heard him say, and I want you to jump in this, Anson, is they were asking him at the podium after the game, and they were talking about his 40 points. He said, look, I don't worry about scoring. He said, I'm very fluid into the offense. I enjoy the flow of the game. And the flow of the game dictates how I'm going to play. That 40 points, you see that on a lot of graphics or a lot of stat lines. It's like, oh, he really put up shots. He really did this. He really went after that 40. SGA's not going after 40. Because of the depth of the team, 40 is allowed to come to him. Mm-hmm. Like, not everybody has that. I don't think there's only two people that have that, he and Jason Tatum with the Celtics. But he allows the game to come to him, and he is very consistent. That 33 points that he scored during the regular season, it's going to be 33 Mavs every single night. There was only one time this year where he didn't score 20 or more. Every single night he is the same player, and that team plays the same way as in the historically good defense, just stat number-wise. Like, this team is the real deal. And SGA, he's MVP for a reason. He is the real deal, and this team is the real deal, Anson.
Yeah, no doubt. And both him and J-Dub looked fantastic last night. You know, in Game 3, this is a team that only shot 4 free throws in Game 3. First 2 games over 15, Game 4 over 15. You look at SGA and people, you know, we're looking at Brunson after we just played him and everybody's calling him a flopper. There is a difference between throwing your head back constantly, falling down, and then being a foul merchant.
Understanding.
Absolutely. And he's got a move that if you have your arm up, he's going to put that arm up over you, catch that ball, and you're stuck. And you are putting him to the free throw line.
One play, can I just –
Sure, please.
You just brought this up. Maz, there was a play in which the respect level took a turn for me. Like, all right, there's a play in which – how tall is Rudy Gobert? 7'3"?
Yeah.
How tall is SGA? 6'6", 6'5" and a half.
Wow.
Maz, he posted up Rudy Gobert with the offhand, still got the layup and the and one. Like, this is a 3-time defensive player of the year. I don't care what you want to say about Rudy Gobert. There's one thing he can do. He can handle guards trying to post him up. He couldn't on this play, man. You got to give SGA. He's 26, too. That 26, he's an evolved player in the game.
Rudy go where? I'll say it again because he really held it down last night with 13 and 9 and 1 block. That's just not going to get it done. And I have talked about the supporting cast. I brought up Dante DiVincenzo. They got 66 points out of Nikhil, Jaden, and Dante last night. It was not enough. And there's a reason for that. It's not just SGA. I'm doubling down on something I said last week that pissed a lot of people off. I'm bringing it back. And that is MJ Pippen 2.0. J-Dub and SGA, earlier in their career, are doing what those boys do. I think I might have a graphic for you guys.
You do? Hang on a quick second. Yes, sir.
What these guys are doing at their young age in the playoffs, J-Dub is already better than Scottie Pippen was at this point. He's better than Scottie Pippen at year 7. J-Dub was an all-defensive first-team selection this year, and SGA is one of the top-rated defensive guys as well. On the left, you see Scotty and Mike. You know that those are two of the most ferocious defenders in the game. Break down the rest of those numbers. The only thing that is different is SGA's points per game. And if you look, this year he's averaging basically 30 points per game in the playoffs. Obviously, the 3-point percent shooting number is a little different. It's a very different game. But when you look at these playoff numbers between these two guys and you look at the age of the two on the right in OKC and what the team that they've assembled there for Mark Daigneault, these guys are going to be together for a while. These guys have all the capital and all the pieces in place to be the elite team for the rest of this decade. 1 ring, 2 ring, 3 ring, who knows how many rings. But what we are watching right now in OKC is super special. And if you haven't bought in yet, Cason Wallace is the son of our very own Ben Wallace. So when his career is done, and by the way, we haven't heard from Ben Wallace all about his son like somebody else in LA who shoved his son. I'm going to just leave it at that. Pause. The fact is, we didn't even know that Cason Wallace was Ben Wallace's son. Right. And don't sleep on Ben Wallace and Cason Wallace having more championships when their careers are done than the father-son duo named the James. How do you like that?
Gang. I like that, man.
That's dope. The only thing I would caution you keep trying to compare these two, and this is the only thing I keep telling you, is a different team, different era, different situation. That depth, like Chet Holmgren could have been the number 1 player in the league, and he's on that team.
Their team is deeper than the Bulls ever were.
Which means those guys get a lot of one-on-one situations.
Oh, 100%.
Scotty and Mike, like there's only 2 guys on that team that you fear. Everybody else,
Kukoc too.
But
that second team that they had.
But you're comparing them to the first wave.
Well,
so who are we comparing to?
I'm comparing them to those two in general for their entire career.
All right.
And you look at them, obviously they have Chet right now. I think that this team is built better than the Bulls ever were.
Yeah.
That second team that won 3 when they had the Worm and they obviously had Kukoc. You can't look at Horace Grant on that first set of 3 and say that team was better than the way that this OKC team is crafted. In a few years, in 5 years, we could be looking at these two and favorably comparing them to the greatest duo that we've ever seen.
Fair enough. We'll wait till then. Shout out to Sam Presti. That is why he won Exec Front Office of the Year. Maz, are you done with this Timberwolves team and Anthony Edwards, or is it simply just not his time? And the reason I asked that question, a lot of players have struggled at this point. He's 23 years old, still a young guy, still trying to figure it out. The team not necessarily all the way where it's supposed to be. Are you disappointed with him taking 1 shot attempt in the third quarter? Or are you like, he's young, they'll figure it out, it's not his time?
Well, you guys called it. OKC is a dominating defensive team, and they have worn him out. They have worn the T-Wolves out. I mean, they could have won last night. They didn't play their best game, but they hung in there. But the better team just stayed in front of them. And they had one last shot at the end. It didn't happen. But to have 16 points and you're supposed to be like the guy, that's not good. And he's a humble guy. He's still a humble kid.
He is.
He's a humble kid. And he's going to try to spin it. Hey, we learned a lot tonight. We're still in this thing. They're done. They're done. It's going to be a 4-1 game. Gentleman's sweep, as you guys call it. But the T-Wolves are still there. They're a player or 2 away from really competing. But this Oklahoma City team, they've earned my respect, and they won 68 freaking games without me even really knowing it this year. The sky's the limit for these guys. How many number 1 picks do they have left?
8.
In the next 4 or 5 years. And they also have Nikola Topic, who they took at 10 this year that they didn't even have on the team.
Here we go. Since you want to compare guys to Michael Jordan and you want to compare it to the past, you got to look at Anthony Edwards like Michael Jordan in the 80s in terms of the playoff situation. Michael Jordan had some great playoffs. A lot of times he went the ego route. He's going, I got to get the 62. I got to get 63 at the Garden versus Bird versus maybe finding an open man here or there in which we could have won a game. I got to be this as opposed to, you know what, maybe I don't need to take the last shot. Maybe I can allow, if the situation presents itself. That took growth, and that took Phil Jackson coming along. So we have to give Anthony Edwards grace. Like, he's still young. He's 23. He's in year 5. it will happen for him. But I am on alert because when you're talking about the face of the league, when you're talking about somebody that we give so much credit to, when your team is in the pinch, you can't shoot once in a quarter. You cannot take one shot attempt in the corner because you're frustrated and you're flustered. Got to find a way to get your shot up. So I'll be looking forward to that.
Looks like SGA could be the face of the league.
I mean,
quiet as he is, the quiet assassin. Why the hell not?
You know what? I got some insight on that. This is why I don't think, and this didn't come from me. Tell me what you think. Faces of the league, how many have there been, Mass?
Like well, in my lifetime?
In everyone's lifetime, because it's not that many.
Jordan.
That's one.
Magic and Bird.
You got one of those, right? No. It's Magic. Magic was the face of the league. Bird was quiet and did his thing very chill. Like, they were an entity. They saved the league, but the face was Magic.
How about Shaq?
No, he never was a face.
Kobe?
No. What? Definitely not.
Really?
The rape case alone.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Don't let me say his name.
Who was, okay, all right.
I won't say his name.
LeBron. I'll say it. LeBron.
There's only been three faces. Steph can't be the face.
Jerry West.
Jordan, I mean, he existed in the era of LeBron. As much as you would like to take Steph, it's just what it is.
It's the LeBron era.
Yeah.
There's Magic, there's Jordan, it's LeBron.
Magic and Bird.
Yeah, but Bird won that era. Bird went to 5 out of 9 finals, won 5. No, he won 5, went to 7.
Bird. You mean Magic?
Magic won 5, went to 7, won 5, 3 MVPs? Like, it's just
They won 5?
Yes, they won 5 because they won in 80.
That's when they beat the Sixers.
Yeah, 79, excuse me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's
when he played center the last game.
But getting back to why I asked that question, when you got American-born superstars, you grow up with them. Like, they grow up with you, so you can pick them. Foreign-born players, like, they get over here, it's already too late in their journey, necessarily. Like, we knew about LeBron when he was how old? 12? Yeah. 13? We knew the Michael Jordan story as soon as he hit the shot with the Tar Heels. And then Magic Johnson, you know his story from Lansing Sector, then going to Michigan State, beating Bird, and then going on to win it. Like, I think it's the timing, having more time, but neither here nor there. Time Mazaway, I think it will be OKC over Minnesota.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but you know what? Neither one of those teams scratch my back anyway. They don't do it. It's the East for me.
Well, get to the team that scratches your back, because guess what? They play tonight.
They play tonight, and on Saturday night, Sunday night they were playing, and I wrote you guys.
You did.
I wrote you guys when it was a 15 point. The Knicks were down 15 in the third, and I told you it will be a sweep. I told you it will be a sweep. And then the Knicks made their run again. Another 20-point deficit erased, and they win it. The Knicks wanted to stay alive on Sunday night. Otherwise, it would have been 3-0. So they're down 2-1 now going into Indiana tonight. Who do you guys like? Pacers are favored by 2.5 at home.
I got to clarify something in the chat here because Stick and I have been going over this for 4 days. The internet says that Cason Wallace is Ben Wallace's son. And I was kind of shocked, and I was embarrassed that I did not know this. Now, the chat is saying that he's not. I'm finding things that are saying that he is, but then they're also saying that his father is Michael or something. So it's conflicting. I feel like I would have known that. I feel like he's not. But Stick came in today, and he's like, I'm not sure if he is. So my apologies for putting that out there. We've been debating it for the last 4 days. Very conflicting stuff from the
I'll do some digging.
Web nowadays.
Hey, go ahead and apologize to LeBron James. Go ahead and apologize.
I will not
go ahead and
apologize.
You brought him up for no reason. Go ahead and apologize.
I'm going to pretend like Cason Wallace is Ben Wallace's son and root for them to get more than 4 championships.
Maybe he's Rasheed Wallace's son.
Somebody's son.
There you go.
Son of a son.
Maz, what are these Pacers and Knicks? What are they going to do?
The Pacers are going to be tough to beat tonight. They really are. I know the Knicks keep coming back and they won't die.
6-1 on the road.
But look at that. The Knicks are better off away from Madison Square Garden. You guys said it. They didn't like playing in there, man. There's a lot of pressure. A lot of Hollywood stars and NBA players loading up at the Garden. Not so much in Indiana. Sure, they're getting their people. Timothy Chalamet, of course, going to every game. I got to give that kid credit. The guy that played Bob Dylan. in the movies. Dates Kendall Jenner.
He'll be irrelevant in 6 years.
He's had a hell of a run, man.
That's an L.
But he's following the
No, you
Knicks
know how he
around. That's
falls,
a
right.
pretty
They'll
good
bring
thing.
him up.
But the Pacers are like, they have not won on the same day the Indianapolis 500 was run. Isn't that something? When they're home and the Indy 500's running, they don't win. There's no Indy 500 tonight, by the way. By the way, it was a great race on Sunday. Lots of crashes. If you like crashes, that was a race for you. But they had fires and it was unbelievable. But tonight, Pacers and Knicks.
Human nature, we just love the potential of death because, like, people love football, like, in the past. Why? The collisions, the craziness, boxing, MMA, NASCAR. It just goes along with humans. Maz, you might be in luck. I think you might be in luck with your New York Knicks. Did you hear the press conference after Rick Carlisle? He threw a little nudge at Tom Thibodeau.
What did he say?
He made a comment saying that we were surprised down the stretch. He said because they had their best defenders in the game.
They used the bench.
And then he doubled down again. He said, at the end, there was nothing we could do. They had their best defender in the game. Well, you know who was on the bench? It's Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's Karl Anthony Towns. They got on the bench at the point. I wonder, will Tom Thibodeau look at that? Because we've talked ad nauseum about Tom Thibodeau and what he has not been able to do, why he's bounced around.
He couldn't stop the bleeding that first game.
100%. Now with him making a adjustment like that, a major adjustment, could this be something that he pulls from and remembers again, especially that Rick Carlisle pointed it out and everybody heard it? I'm just being honest.
Kenny the Jet Smith had a great quote after that game. He said Tom Thibodeau wouldn't play 9 guys in a baseball game. And what I have seen out of Thibodeau is terrible rotations, not utilizing key bench pieces. Yeah. In game 2, Cat didn't play the fourth quarter, most of it. And then in a change of events, you see him play a lot of fourth quarter and Brunson sit the majority of it. That guy has to lose his job.
Game 1 is unforgivable.
He's not good.
It's unforgivable.
Yeah, I agree.
My question, though, and you and I, Maz, we were texting each other while we were watching these games. You believe that the Pacers are better. I don't believe that either team is better. I'm not. They're kind of post turtles. We're not really sure. They're not sure how they got up there. They're not sure how to get down, but they're there.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that either one of these teams should be representing the Eastern Conference in the finals. Obviously, it should have been Boston. They lost their guy. Obviously, it should have been Cleveland. They lost Garland, or he was still playing, but he was a shell of himself. I just don't know where this thing's going to go. I don't think that.
You're not enjoying these games?
No, I'm loving these games.
Yeah.
And I knew that we were going to see a 5th game. I didn't think either of these series would be a sweep. There's too much money to go back to OKC. There's too much money to go back to New York. But when I look at the Pacers and the Knicks, neither team stands out as better than the other. It really comes down to who is just shooting the ball better in those games. And if the Knicks can play defense like we've seen for spurts, for 2-3 quarter spurts, this is a team that can absolutely win their 7th game out of 8 on the road in the playoffs here. But then they got to go home to MSG where they're 3-5 in these playoffs. I just don't see either one of those teams putting their stamp on it and saying we're the finals representation out of the East. Again, I think that this is OKC's game. This is OKC's year. I think that 40-point loss and then coming back and answering to a team that had great overall play by everybody except for their main star.
They had 6 guys in double figures.
That was OKC's moment. That was their tipping point moment, I believe, and I just don't think that any of these other 3 teams that are left have enough to be able to beat this Thunder squad.
The biggest thing that they've done to Anthony Edwards, talking about OKC, is they've just frustrated him to a point where he's so out of it mentally. Like even the other game where he had 32, they won the game, he still was a frustrated 32 points. You see he's struggling in that regard, and that's where this is his 2nd year back-to-back in the Western Conference Finals. We'll have to see what happens next year, if it gets to next year.
And I love that take because basically any team that he plays, they have one Jaden McDaniels that's going to be on him all game.
He got more.
Kason Wallace, J-Dub with his 7'2" wingspan. You got Shea,
Chet.
who's one of the better defenders out there, and then Luguntz Dort. I mean, those 4 guys.
And
One of them's going to be in the game.
Just to annoy him from time to time. Chet will run out there real quick, flash, and run back just to stay in his face.
And then
keep seeing different defenders.
How about Alex Caruso, the big man killer?
Yeah.
This guy is out defending Joker, defending anybody. He's been defending Julius Randle and shutting him down most of this series, aside from one game. It's unbelievable.
It's the headband.
From 1 to 12, how good defensively OKC is.
Who wins tonight, Knicks or Pacers?
I'm going to go with the Knicks.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be tough to win 2 on their home floor. They sure did it against the Pistons, though. I think that the Pacers win this game.
Okay.
And we'll go 6. We know that.
I'm going to go with the Knicks.
I think the Knicks win at home,
Yeah.
and it goes back 3-2 for Game 6 in Indy.
Somebody said something. This was I was talking this weekend. I think it was George, and he was talking about because Tibbs grew up under Pat Riley, and he said, that's the knock. Well, Pat Riley only played 6 when he was with the Lakers. I said, yeah, but 4 of them 6 was like number 1 overall picks. I said, but when Pat Riley got to New York and Miami, he didn't just play 6 guys. He used his bench with Alonzo Mourning. He used his bench with the Knicks. That's where great
Derek
coaches are
Harper.
great, and that's what you realize. You're talking about a great coach, and you're talking about a coach that's just really good. Now, he hasn't taken that step to be great. We'll see tonight. Let's get a quick message in from White Claw Tigers Tour that started this past Friday, and we heard nothing but great things at McShane's. That one, scratch it off the list. The White Claw Tiger Tour will continue at Nemo's June 13th, second best June 19th, and then we'll go to the Old Miami on June 29th. You see the Tigers are winning. The Tigers win again. The Tigers win again. Best record in baseball. You want to be a part of this, though. You want to rock with Woodward Sports as you watch the Tigers ascend to the World Series this October. Come, it's going to be fun. You want to be able to tell your kids 20 years from now, yo, man, we were there, we was kicking it, we was at the Old Miami, it was fun, and the Tigers are winning, and that's what you want the story to be. East Town Distributors, we appreciate you, as well as Vin Johnson Law.
And I know you're tired of wearing that same old Detroit sports merch. It's another way for you to celebrate the Tigers. Get you a new hoodie, get you a new t-shirt. Shop.woodwardsports.com is where you need to go. Check out the latest and greatest gear we have. Guaranteed to turn heads. Everyone's going to be asking you, where'd you get that shirt? Where'd you get that hoodie? Where'd you get that polo shirt? We got the golf stuff up, man. It's a new era in sports wearables. Make sure you go to shop.woodwardsports.com right now and get your Detroit sports merch. We'll be right back.
Are you a real Detroit sports fan? Woodward Sports is here to give you all the Detroit sports you can handle. Weekdays, make sure you're locked in on Wake Up Woodward from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Followed by Big D Energy with Neil Rule and Darren McCarty from 11 a.m. to 1. Up next, you can't miss Ermanni and Edwards with Maz from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And finish the day out with the bad boys of Detroit sports media, the Woodward Heavyweights, from 5 to 7 p.m. Okay, wait, that isn't enough for you, you sports freak. Check out Woodward Wings, Woodward Ringside, and the Lions Weekly Update every Sunday with Broder, Terry Foster, and Sean Belegian. Subscribe on YouTube for all our great content, and make sure you're following on all social media, X, IG, Facebook, and TikTok. You want sports? We got you covered. Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment. from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone. Boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Summer's here. Summer's here. Been talking to you guys for so long. I told you summer would be around the corner. Now it's pretty much here, man. But it's not too late. You can get in shape and you can feel great, and you can do it at Planet Fitness because we understand your fitness is essential. Go to 50 Metropolitan Detroit location. It's the gym for you. There's no judgment. It's squeaky clean. There's training. Look, you know the bit, you know the spill. Now you just need to come on down. And it's fitness. It fits into your budget. So, you don't have to have a lot of money coming to Planet Fitness to get right. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff. Like finding a Lady Jane's location in Metro Detroit, because they are all over the place. That's right. We like uncomplicated. Like Lady Jane's, haircuts for men's. Walk in, sign in, and before you know it, you are handsome and clean. Lady Jane's open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome. Welcome back. Second hour of the show. Anson Wells joins us for Ryan Ermanni. How you feeling, everybody?
I'm feeling good, man. We got this awesome lineup of cards here. We had a strong first hour of Super Chats. I'd like to catch up on a couple of those.
Please do.
But also remind you that this Jalen Williams rookie is part of this awesome prize pack, as well as a Dylan Dingler rookie. But Jason Kenyon, he brought in a second one. If Braun would have stayed home, maybe he would be a savior. Braun jumped ship so many times, no loyalty to one team. He hurt the game. Magic versus Bird saved the game. Jordan continued after the bad boys helped the game. Kobe did as well. No, this is from Michael Wary. No, Kason Wallace has not been Wallace's son. His parents are named Kimberly and Mike. While they share the same last name, they are not related. Still not 100% sold on that. But yeah, no doubt about it. Keep getting those Super Chats in. We will read them, and then, of course, we'll get you a slice of that wheel.
I know a lot of people are looking back, and they're like, oh, the first face can't be Magic. But when you think about it, like, Wilt Chamberlain wasn't the face of the league. Like, Bill Russell wasn't the face of the league. The Celtics were the face of the league.
Havlicek.
Even Jerry West. Jerry West wasn't the face because he
didn't win.
Right. That's what I was going to say, Jerry West, but then you said that. I'm like,
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the greatest player for 30 years, but Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was very silent, very quiet. That was a good question because didn't want to be bothered.
Havlicek, Dr. J, Magic, Bird, Jordan.
And Dr. J was the ABA, so
you still got to give it to Kobe in that kind of tweener era, and then let's.
But see, those are called cult truths. Like Kobe is, we know, the inside world knows, the basketball world, we know who that guy was.
Yeah, but he was vilified.
Because of mitigating circumstances, whether it was the law, whether it was he played with Shaq, and he wasn't even the biggest person on his team. It was Shaq. It can't be Kobe.
Yeah.
Trust me, I don't want it to be at least one of the three it is, but it is.
In arrears, looking back, the whole situation that happened in Colorado really knocked him off of being the face of the league.
Yeah.
He had to remake himself. He changed his number. And then he won 2 championships on his own. And then you see the way that he goes out, scoring as many points as he did in the game. In hindsight, you can say that his was his era. But living through it, you are right.
Yeah.
They did not, through his actions and through the league, they did not allow him that. It was really on his way out that he put his stamp on that era being his.
Yeah, 1,000%. Tom Mazaway, you want to hear some Lion stuff?
Well, I want to hear from Anson first.
That's right.
Because he wants
Lions fans.
I need answers. I need some answers. We didn't get to this last week.
Look at Layla.
I got a fun one for you guys here, and you don't have to stick to a certain sport or an era. This person could be dead or alive. These people, But you have got a penthouse suite in Vegas for 3 nights, all inclusive. Steve Aoki's got you the private booth right in front.
Eat cake.
And you are going. That's right.
Let 'em eat cake.
Watch out for that cake, boys. So for 3 nights, you're going on an absolute bender. It all stays in Vegas. You know, we're not bringing it back home with us. I want to know the 4 dudes, the 4 athletes you
it
are
has to be
selecting
dudes?
from any era, from any sport, to make sure that these 3 debaucherous nights are as amazing and unforgettable as possible. Ricky, you want to lead us off?
Yeah, I mean, I got to kind of change it because I didn't know it had to be dudes. You said
Well, you could anybody.
I had Skylar Diggins first.
Could be anybody.
That
anybody,
sounds like
anybody.
a one-on-one though. That don't sound like you and your boys.
No, it was more in the list, but we won't go there. We keep it. I'll change it. I misunderstood the question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm glad.
But we going out, and it's in their era, right? It's in their era.
You can transport him to here. Whatever.
Okay, got you. So I'm gonna transport Deion Sanders from primetime Deion Sanders to now.
I like
now you know Prime never drink, smoke, did anything. He just
That's fine, but he's exactly. But it's just going to Vegas for primetime. Can you imagine?
I feel you. I just thought
That's fine. Yeah. Now for the partying part, I gotta throw in for currently Tyrese Halliburton, just because what I've seen over last year.
Trying to be on the Beckies.
Yeah. I mean, I said, look, you got variety. It's a fantasy world, right?
Okay.
Hey, this is fantasy, right?
SB time, baby.
And I went every sport. So I went with hockey. I did PK Subban because when he was playing, and I've seen interviews with him, he just seemed like he was fun. And then for baseball, I feel like one of the most funnest personalities I've seen is Ronald Acuna Jr. So I have him with me too. Yeah, he's like he'd just be fun to hang around. So let's go to Vegas, bro.
There you go.
Okay.
I want to go to I want to go to Vegas with Maz. Any era, Maz.
That would be fun.
Any era Maz.
I want evil Maz.
What you got for us, my man?
Oh my God, this is so many people you could bring with you.
Right.
All right, I'm going to start off. You want me to do sport by sport, or you want me to do?
Just do your 4, because it doesn't have to be.
All right, because I got 2 baseball.
Same. I
got 2 old time baseball. 2 old time baseball.
You better not steal one of mine.
I know one just probably about to get in the Hall of Fame.
Don't steal one of mine.
I'm going with Derek Jeter.
Okay.
Because of that. Because of that roster he's got. Okay, I don't care if he's drinking or nothing. I'm going for the roster.
Okay.
Clean up. You gotta play clean up. Somebody's gotta clean up.
I'm going with Mickey Mantle.
Okay.
Ooh.
Mickey Mantle would have played another 10 years in baseball had it not been for his exploits.
Okay.
Outside the game. During the game, as a matter of fact, he'd be out in left or right field with a fan, a female persuasion.
Get numbers, baby. Get them digits.
Get the digits.
Now we're going to go into more of my era, and that would be Lawrence Taylor.
I knew LT.
Party favors secured.
LT, look, I'm not doing coke with him. I ain't doing nothing like that. But I'm going to be with him because he is going to be the life of the party.
Hey, Maz,
hands down.
I'm going to just tell you like this. You've been talking about Lawrence Taylor your whole life.
Yeah.
And you mean to tell me you get to hang with him for the weekend in a place where they say anything that happens in Vegas stays in Vegas?
All right, maybe I would.
guarantee you LT can get you to do a line.
I bet you he could.
Yeah, he'll do a little
I bet you he
Dude,
could.
that's great.
And my 4th person, man, damn.
You're not taking the handicapper, Pete Rose?
I'm not taking Pete Rose.
Why wouldn't you take the handicap?
Because you're going to win the whole time you're there.
I said, why wouldn't you? Yes.
I'm not taking Pete Rose. Oh, man. Come back to me on my 4th.
Pete,
Come back to me on my 4th.
Tell you what, man, I was really thinking about this, Anson, because I am going to go back in time because one guy I'm definitely taking with me, and I know everybody out there in the chat's going to be like, oh, Pete playing like the home. I'm going with Braylon Edwards first. Okay, so Braylon
love it.
Shout out to my guy.
Because he's the only NFL player, I mean, aside from Mark Spindler. Well, actually, Spindler's a pretty good partier, too. Spindler's a very good party animal. I'm going to go with Bray because I think Bray and I would have a little bit more fun with the cigars and other sorts of things that make funny smells. Then we have to have a strong arm guy in the group. A fun guy, but a strong arm group. Now Bray, this this might set our group a little bit crazy. I'm bringing back Ty Cobb because you're going to have a strong arm guy in the group, and you're going to have to also set him straight on a few issues too.
But we know Ty don't like brothers.
I said you're going to have to set him straight on a few issues too.
He'll like you, Braylon.
So I am really ready and gearing up for a fun
Ray, you
party.
and him are going at it. You and Ty Cobb.
We wouldn't make it to any of the parties. We'd be tussling.
Why?
Because I've seen old video footage of him too. Like Ty got hands. Like Ty had hands, but he's a little dude.
And cleats.
So Jason Kenyon dropped it
Ty
in a $10
Cobb,
super
right.
chat. He wanted his in there.
I'm gonna pass on.
You're gonna pass on Ty?
If you bring in Ty Cobb,
wait, never mind. We'll wait on Kenyon's. I thought he had a list here.
ahead,
Listen,
Pete.
guys, super chat
Did
your
Pete finish?
list of 4 people because I need some answers from you guys as well. But first,
Here you go.
I'm gonna get them from my man to my right, Mr. Braylon Edwards.
Oh yeah, Pete. So you had me, Ty Cobb,
you and me, and Ty Cobb so far.
Okay.
Going over to the NHL, man.
right?
I was trying to think of like a really, really good guy. It's got to be Gordie Howe, man. There's nobody else I think I'd rather party
like
with
that.
and somebody
I'd
to tell
party with
stories
Gordie.
than Gordie Howe. I think that'd be an absolute great find. I mean, a great person to have some stories with. And then trying to keep it like the all 4 sports for you, Anson. Let's go basketball, guys. Let's go with MJ.
So
There's
Hold
nothing
on.
wrong.
I got my 4.
There is nothing wrong with MJ,
I just want you to
Braylon,
see. I have mine
Ty
for-
Cobb, and
I'm not changing anything.
All right.
who was my hockey player?
Gordie Howe.
Gordie Howe. Nothing wrong with that. That's my foursome for you, Anson.
My 4th is Magic.
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 Hey, oh, that's a good one.
Yep.
It's a damn good
Bringing
one.
the immunity.
Magic in his
You
prime.
want that immunity, eh?
Magic in his prime.
I like
that immunity?
Braylon.
Hey,
That's a damn good one. The thing I love
I'll be
about
careful.
the thing that
Wow.
Man's on fire today. Let him cook.
right when you said that, all I could think about was that infamous meme that came out when this is in the beginning of Instagram when it said you're at a barbecue at Magic Johnson and you get bit by a mosquito.
And it was what's his name choking.
That's essentially what
And it was what's his name choking from Hot Wings.
Oh yeah, I did see
Extra
that one.
deet off.
All right, Maz. You know what? You're a terrible guy, man.
I'm
Terrible
sorry.
guy.
I
just
love
messing with
Magic.
you. Yeah, true. You're true. It's all fun and game. This is an easy 4 for me, Maz. I mean, come on, LT's got to be first. You think
Yeah.
Vegas,
LT,
baby.
Yeah.
It's LT. I want to go to Vegas with LT, hang out, party. I used to kick with him a little bit in New York. LT's not LT from back then, but LT's still LT. LT's still LT. Mike Tyson. Yeah, let's
Good
go ahead.
call.
Let's clean it
Oh, yeah,
up.
good call.
Hangover.
LT,
The
I gotta
hangover.
get MT. 100%.
Dude,
Let's
what
go
is
Mike
going
Tyson.
on? That was a
He's
good
fun.
call,
And
yeah.
now he's in this Zen smoker space. Like
Look at
I
this
was,
party.
I just want the stories.
You're so stupid.
Like, that's all I want. I just want to sit around, blaze one with Mike and just listen to the stories.
it.
And then the other Mike, MJ, Michael Jordan, like 100%. Like I want to dive more
You
into
could
the
golf
cycle.
with him. You could play poker with
And
him.
you know me, I get lost
That's
in the
why he's
golf.
got to be on
Yep.
the trip.
Some poker, 100%.
Yep.
And then since I'm gonna be golfing with MJ, you might as well bring Tiger too.
Oh, great.
Nice, dude.
Might as well bring Tiger too.
I swear to God, I was just going to say I'm throwing Tiger in mine.
Nice.
So Michael and Tiger, they will definitely keep Mike and LT in check. They'll be able to keep them in
That's
check.
great.
And I can
That's
just
a
come
good
in and
one.
kind
That's a
of learn.
tough foursome.
That's
That's a
a
hell of a foursome.
That's a
man.
tough foursome.
That's what I got. That's my answers. Anson, I will ask you. Do you have answers of your own?
I do, and I got a few from the chat here too. Love seeing these from the chat. Even if you only do the $2 super chat, get them in there. We want to read and we want to hear from you guys. Dexter James with a $5 chat. He wants to go with Mr. Skittles himself, Marshawn Lynch,
Mr. Skittles.
the ultimate captain, Jameis Winston, always keeping things happy. He's going to keep
King
that
Crab
positive
Legs.
energy in the crew. Barry Sanders, and then of course he's bringing Braylon as well.
Oh my God! Shout out!
I'm not on any of these lists, unfortunately. I am a good time in Vegas, though. Michael Wary, he says Ty Cobb, Magic, D-Mac, and then one that should be on my list, you'd think would be on my list, and I'll tell you why he's not, and that's Will Chamberlain. Leave some for the rest of us, big guy.
Right.
For the
20K?
20.
20K? Leave some for the rest of us, Big Dipper.
Open for business
Big Dipper,
24
love
hours.
that.
You know why they called him the Big Dipper, right?
Yeah.
Because
You know, he was
underneath
he was
all those,
OnlyFans before
things.
OnlyFans.
But no, I'm not taking Wilt because leave some for the rest of us. Not taking Pete Rose because I'm not a gambler. Dennis Rodman is going to Vegas.
I had DR on there.
Absolutely.
I pulled him off.
You gonna get married in Vegas?
He can get married and annulled and divorced and married again in Vegas. I don't care.
He'll loan you his dress.
I will say this.
His wedding
Rodman
dress.
gets us into every party in every room in Vegas. No questions asked. I'm sure Michael does as well. Shout out to my man Chris Backus, starter on the Detroit Country Day 1992 state championship team.
Okay.
Played
You're
with
going
C.
deep.
Webb. I would take him, but he didn't play professionally. He did overseas with a man named Xavier McDaniel,
The X-Man.
which he blessed me with some stories I will not repeat. Shout out Fox 2, but the X-Man is going, and he is also our security.
Yes, you
All right,
need
he
security.
brings them hands.
The X-Man's in heaven right now.
Now, everybody's already got their attention and eyes on our crew, all right? But there's nothing like having a DJ with you to make sure that
Magic.
you have all the great times. So Ronnie
Shaq?
Cycli,
Ronnie
Mr. Orange
Cycli.
Man himself
I
from
saw
Syracuse.
him in space twice.
I need to see him. And I want him to sign his old rookie card, too. But Ronnie Cycli is part of that crew. And then somebody I have just been, I don't want to say obsessed, but I've been obsessed with the guy since the 80s. Brian Bosworth, baby.
Ooh, the bomb.
The Boz. We are going to be careful as well, Maz. But I got to say, my 4, we are burning that city down.
Burning it
gentlemen.
down.
We are burning it down. Chat, let's see some answers from you. I need answers.
That's cool.
This was a good one. This was a good one. I started with the intent to burn the city down. Like, so my first list
Then he
was,
went golfing.
Yeah,
right.
I was like, you know what? I said, let me find a way to balance the deck. My first one was LT, Dennis Rodman, Mike Tyson, and I was like, we won't make it past day 2. So let me dial this back down and figure it out.
I sat next to Mike Tyson at the AMAs in Las Vegas. I did not know who was going to occupy the empty seat next to me. He was so damn nice.
Yeah, Mike's that way. Mike's super cool. Tom Mazaway. It's a good list.
I think so.
Everybody in the chat. LT is one of those names that comes up first. Dennis Rodman is one of those names that comes up first. Yeah.
I think my guy led the pack. I think going with Derek Jeter would be it. I mean, come on.
I don't feel like Jeter would share.
You don't think so?
He'll put you in rooms where he wouldn't have to share. You
Didn't
do
he
your
call,
job,
didn't he call Braylon over to say hi to Braylon? Come over to my booth.
He would.
I get to see, I'm in the booth with Jeter, and we got people coming over to say hi to us.
I went to the
Hang with
Spearmint
us.
Rhino with Justin Timberlake. There was
Oh,
about
wow.
14 of us in the booth. I was on the far other side. But, man, you'd have thought I was in NSYNC. Who are you? Why are you here?
You
Why
should
are
have
you
said
here?
you should have said you were part of a boy band.
Might have gotten away with it.
Why
What
are
a-
you here?
Part of a boy band.
We'll let you in.
Maz, do we want to go around the NFL or do you want to talk about this MLB quarter century team?
I want to do, let's see. You know what? You have the sheet in front of you?
I do.
Oops.
How about you, Anson? You got the sheet in front of you?
What are you thinking?
Which one is this?
Let's see. What's on the second page?
The MLB quarter century team?
Oh, yes. I do have that left over from
We
the other
could
day.
do that. We can let
Since
Matt
we're going
say
back
something.
in time,
100%.
we
I
might as well
think I
stay
agree.
back in time.
I've got some changes to make to this one, gentlemen.
Now, listen, this is from Jason Stark, who used to be with ESPN, obviously the Philadelphia Inquirer, great baseball guy. He's with The Athletic now. So Jason Stark's Major League Baseball all quarter century team, because we are at the quarter, right?
Yeah.
2025. Let's start with the outfield. In left field, he has Barry Bonds. In
Can't argue
center
that.
field, he has got Mike Trout.
No.
In right field, he's got Aaron Judge.
I have a problem with that.
Okay.
Hold on.
You want to look at his numbers right now, by the way?
They're pretty amazing.
Yeah. At catching, he's got the great Yadier Molina.
Yes, sir.
Yachty.
Just keeps
I
on
agree with
playing.
Nasty.
First
I agree with
base,
that.
his teammate, the great Albert Pujols.
Got a problem with that.
At second, at second,
Your
the
boy.
little beat.
There's no microphone or garbage
Don't
cans.
take my jersey
The little
off.
cheater.
Maz hates some
jersey.
cheaters. He hates some cheaters and he embraces
Well, I don't like
others.
the ones that actually have to run in the dugout with their hands over their jerseys, come out with a T-shirt. Those kind of cheaters.
Please don't. Take off the
We're
shirt.
talking about Jose Altuve.
Right.
At shortstop, the great Derek Jeter. I don't care what you guys say. He's not a great fielder, blah, blah, blah. He's got some of the greatest plays in Major League Baseball
No
history.
issues with that.
And look at his numbers. Third base, Adrian Beltre. You know who used to get under Beltre's nerves? Miggy Cabrera. Every time Beltre would be at first, Cabrera would be in his ear, touching him and hitting him, and Beltre was pissed.
It's ironic you would say that.
He did not want him near him. And as your designated hitter, you probably can't argue with this one.
Big Papi.
Maybe. Big Papi. And that would be David Ortiz. Your 5-man rotation. Listen to this, guys. Justin Verlander, Clayton Kershaw, Roy Halladay, Max Scherzer, and Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson's my favorite pitcher of all time. Him and Greg Maddux, you know my age story. I got to bore you with it again. And Randy, we just talked about the unit, the whole 9 yards. I was a fan of Ken Griffey Jr., and by right, I discovered Randy Johnson. But this is in 2000
Yeah.
that he's still that good.
Right.
Yeah.
He got drafted in, 87?
Yeah, it was at the
88?
Expos.
Woo!
He's
Randy
nice,
was just that good, man. He was electric.
You got any issues with any of these positions?
I
Anson,
do.
I'll start with
I
you.
do,
May I-
man.
You want, I want answers, Anson.
I want Ichiro, damn
All
it.
right. Good choice.
I want
Thank
Ichiro
Very good choice.
over
Thank
there in
you.
right field. No disrespect to Aaron Judge,
Understood.
but he's been doing it for a
Yeah, I'm not
handful
mad
of
at that.
years. Ichiro did it every time he went out.
Can't we move Ichiro to center for Mike Trout?
I
That
agree.
throw to left field or to third base, I just can't get that one out of my mind. I got a chance to go and see him his rookie year, and he didn't play, but he pinch hit and got a single in the ninth. He was just too damn good. He was the Pete Rose of my time. I'm moving Albert Pujols to third, and I'm putting Miggy at first. You can't win a Triple Crown and not be on this list.
I
like
agree.
that.
He was fantastic for a
agree.
long
Very well
damn
said.
time.
I agree.
Very well
Thank
said.
you. And Beltre was fantastic.
I wanted to bump Beltre, too. I wanted to bump him.
And that's the deal is you bump them with Pujols and you put
Yeah.
Miggy in there, and now all of a sudden there's 3 Tigers on this list.
Isn't that amazing? And we haven't even gotten to the pitchers yet.
Right.
Well, that was including them:
Oh, well, you got Max Scherzer, too.
Scherzer, Verlander, and Miggy, all
Right.
3.
There you go.
What you got, Pete?
Tell you what, guys,
Talk about
I
your
am
list a little bit.
definitely in love with the Miguel Cabrera at first base pick. That is a definite. What the heck is Jose Altuve doing there? And Mike Trout should definitely be replaced by at least Ichiro, because that is absolutely driving me nuts. And I'm gonna really give you guys something crazy here. Out of those 5 starters, Randy Johnson is my ace. Out of those 5 starters, and
How do
that's
you
how
get
I
rid
would
of
put it.
Trout?
Huh?
How do you get rid of Trout? Because of injuries? The guy's
What
been
i-
unbelievable.
What has he won? Except individual awards. Has he led his team to anything? Anything
Has
at all?
Miggy?
The Angels are the
went to
worst
World Series
Major
twice.
League Baseball organization as of right now. They can't get anything straight. They are ruining poor Mike Trout's career by keeping him anchored down there. Maybe that's his fault. Maybe he likes playing over there in Anaheim. The Angels can't win diddly doo-doo. So get Mike Trout out of there.
Yeah, as it relates to Mike Trout, I got to get him out of there, too. I respect him as a player. I respect what he's done. Look, sometimes you can't help the situation that you were drafted into.
I agree.
I knew about that. But I still would have him out of there. I'm putting Andrew Jones in there, or I'm putting Andrew McCutchen. It just is what it is. I'm a Braves guy, so Andrew Jones, 10 Golden Gloves in a row. Yes, some of them were at the end of the 90s, but he still won 6 of those in the 2000s. Put Andrew Jones in there. Or Andrew, McCutchen's cold, man. Andrew McCutchen's cold, still playing to this day. Other than that, I would have to dive into a little bit, man. But I like what you said about Miggy. Get Miggy in there. Like, you win a Triple Crown. And realistically, this is the one thing. I know we don't play the if game. There's no if game. But Miggy was so hurt that following year and still was a nickel throw away from doubling it again.
Right.
He would have won back-to-back Triple Crowns if he did not get injured that year. He played that whole year injured. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He never complained to anybody.
Has to be on this list.
Sign me up for
Yep.
Miggy.
Hey, go to the
Damn,
chat.
be on
Go
the
to the
list.
chat. Damon Dice. This is a good one. Vladdy Guerrero.
Yeah.
Senior.
Never seen
Yeah,
a pitch he
absolutely.
couldn't hit.
You cannot leave that guy off too.
Yeah.
That's a tough man.
Never
He
saw a
stole
pitch he couldn't
bases,
hit.
had big power, hit for average, and one of the strongest, most accurate arms in the majors. That's a great call.
And just a terrifying human in general.
Hey, guys, I never get to put my second baseman in there. Maz, Roberto Alomar is my second baseman.
Okay.
I mean, why the heck is he not on that list?
In the 2000s, though?
Robbie Cano, I saw in the chat as well.
He made it.
Robbie Cano should be in the conversation.
Roberto's best years were like 89 to like 2000?
2000, 2001, yeah. It's, I'm stretching it there, but that's my second
This list is from like 2000 to 2025.
I hear you. I put him right at the end there.
Alomar was like the end of the 90s.
Right at the end.
Somebody said Griffey should be on there, but a good portion of his work was done in the 90s.
Also, too, look, I'm a Griffey guy. Like, to this day, his baseball game, Green Griffey Jr. home run baseball, 1993, best baseball game I ever played. That and the MLB
Over
show.
baseball stars?
Yes. It's for
Baseball
me. It's what
stars
mattered
is
to
great.
me. But
Hey,
when he got to Cincinnati and got hurt, you're talking about 2002, 2003. So it's like right at the beginning of the 2000s. So trust me, Griffey was the first name I thought about until I read the criteria.
That ninth inning homer that he cracked at Copa.
Was it 93? 10 home runs? Was it 10 home runs, 10 games in a row?
He was damn good. I do want to hop back real quick because we got off of the Vegas conversation, but Jason Kenyon, just a superstar with another $20 super chat. I got skipped for who was a better person to party with. Hell, no one on Woodward now. I want Barry. Got to have Spielman. John Sally telling bad boy stories and Rodman as a Bad Boys versus Bull. Anyone as a fifth talker. That would be you, Jason Kenyon. You would be number 5. And then Dante 151. We would be remiss not to mention his. The 4 players to party with would be D-Mac, Javi, Megatron, and Braylon Edwards.
Hey.
Man, you are all over these lists, my friend.
you want to party with Javi?
I appreciate that, man. A lot of love.
I may or may not have partied with Braylon Edwards once or twice in my life, and it is a fantastic choice. But the person to make sure the ladies stay away, AB. Come on now.
Antonio Brown. Shout out to Antonio Brown. Might be a good time.
Yep. Well, listen, another good time is winning this stack of cards here. We're going to run that wheel at 3:55. You have until 3:50. So that's 19 minutes to get your super chat in and get your spot on the prize wheel. And please smash that like button. Let's get us over 100 in the next few minutes here.
You know what, man? This weekend I ate good. Violated my diet a little bit.
You got to. It's holidays.
But I'm not too bad. And, I put in the work to be able to do it. But what I hadn't had in a very long time. Anson, you gotta tell us about this Buddy's Pizza, man.
Oh, man.
I found out
It's
again
it's
just
funny.
why I love Buddy's Pizza.
I don't have a diet, so I didn't break anything when I ordered the legendary deep dish Buddy's Pizza. And that is what I did. And I did use that 10 meal code you see above my head to save 10%. You guys know Buddy's. They've been around for 79 years. They got 22 locations in Detroit, including that original 6 Mile and Conant. Sign up for Buddy's Rewards. Start earning points. Start getting free food. You can download that app today. And once again, you can earn 10% off of your next order by using that 10 meal code. Buddy'sPizza.com is where you need to go. Get that legendary deep dish Detroit pizza. Let's go.
Are you a real Detroit sports fan? Woodward Sports is here to give you all the Detroit sports you can handle. Weekdays, make sure you're locked in on Wake Up Woodward from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Followed by Big D Energy with Neil Rule and Darren McCarty from 11 a.m. to 1. Up next, you can't miss Ermanni and Edwards with Maz from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And finish the day out with the bad boys of Detroit sports media, the Woodward Heavyweights, from 5 to 7 p.m. Okay, wait, that isn't enough for you, you sports freak? Check out Woodward Wings, Woodward Ringside, and the Lions Weekly Update every Sunday with Broder, Terry Foster, and Sean Beligian. Subscribe on YouTube for all our great content, and make sure you're following on all social media, X, IG, Facebook, and TikTok. You want sports? We got you covered. Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone. The boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Hey guys, dreaming of a new home but feeling the financial pinch? Well, Mark White and Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's $5,000 that you get to keep in your pocket. Call them today, 248-290-8242. Visit them online as well, markwhitesells.com. Again, that number, 248-290-8242, to make your dreams come true.
Hey, Les Stanford, they've got an unbelievable inventory, and they've got 3 amazing deals working for you right now. You see, from left to right, the 25 Sierra for only $169 a month, the 25 Hummer for $699 a month, or that Envision for only $259 a month. Get to Les Stanford today and check out that massive inventory. Les Stanford Buick and GMC, lesstanford.com.
I'm over here having one of my Ryan Ermanni moments. Tell him about the stats.
Tell him about the
stats. Baseball is obviously his number one stat sport. Like, it is the stat sport. Football, basketball, hockey, yes.
Sports.
You always play in 162 games.
100%. Baseball is the stat game. Here's a couple on-pace stats you wouldn't believe, man. Let's have some fun with this one. All right. Louis Arise, Maz, is on pace
for
300. How many strikeouts this year?
20.
He's on my squad. I'm going to say 37.
Dude, he's on pace for like 18.
I'm not good with the stats, so go ahead.
Pete is definitely the closest. Louis Rise is on pace for 14 strikeouts all season.
He's a sweet hitter.
Now, we know it changed, but Louis has been the most consistent hitter over the past 5 years.
3 different teams,
dude,
too.
He's won each time.
He did miss a few games this year, but
fair enough. He's on pace for 14. Pete Crow Armstrong.
Oh, yeah, Pete, PCA.
Now, what's his WAR? What do you think he's on pace for?
Oh, he's insane.
His WAR?
F WAR. That's what it is.
That means the games that the team would have won without him?
Yeah, I believe
Is that what that means?
Thanks, Maz.
Yeah, I think that's a good one, Maz.
Hell, man.
Do we even know what a good number for this is?
I really don't. What's an average?
I've never heard.
I would say
7.2.
There you go. 7.2. Okay.
10.
Yeah, you can just skip this. And Nels hit it. Maz hit it. It's 10.
It's 10.
Wow,
It's
really?
10.1.
Yeah.
Wow.
Only Cub with a 10 WAR season, Rogers Hornsby. 1929.
Rogers Hornsby. Wow.
Dude.
1929.
Yeah, the Cubs are hitting the cover off the ball this year.
Yeah, they're not getting. They come to town soon.
They
didn't.
can't wait.
And that's gonna be a heck of a
This
series.
weekend.
Can't wait to go to Chicago to see him.
It may be this weekend.
I have to check.
Something.
I'll check right now
right.
while you guys talk.
Aaron Judge.
Oh, this guy is killing it.
Total bases. Pete, what do you think total bases? What is he on pace for?
For him?
Yes, the record for a Yankee, by the way, was set at 457 in 1921 by the great Hambino.
I was seriously
Babe
going to
Ruth,
say
400,
he's at
huh?
least on pace for 530 or 540. So I'll just go with 530.
Okay, not that high.
Gotcha.
Okay.
450.
466.
466.
Aaron Judge is on pace for it, which will break Babe Ruth's record. All right. You know what I hate? When you scroll down in the past, it's past,
yeah.
so we're done with
It's over?
That's
It-
the
it-
stats.
That was good anyway. I liked it.
Well, let me see.
The Cubs will be here for a weekend series in the second weekend of June. Maz, it's Belmont weekend. That's
Yeah.
when the
Oh,
Cubs
it's 2
are
weeks.
here.
That's Maddie. That's my graduation.
That's your
weekend for
graduation
Maddie.
party for Maddie. Yep.
All right, but I can go on Friday at least.
We'll have to sneak you out of the house.
Yeah, I can go on Friday.
I was trying
Maz
to see
doesn't
if I
show
can
up to his
find
own
it. It
daughter's
disappeared.
graduation party.
It is-
Sorry, honey, the Cubs are here.
That's gonna be a fun series.
Oh, it always is, man. And I like making my annual trek to Wrigley. So I'll hit Wrigley sometime in July. So that'll be fun. I'm planning a trip right now to Milwaukee. I have not seen the Brewers Stadium. I know Sean Belizean went this year. He loved it. I've been wanting to go for a long time when it used to be Miller Park. I think it's American. I don't know what it's called now, basically. But I definitely want to go out and take my baseball trip. Take Milwaukee. Knock that off the list this year.
Mackenzie Gore is on pace for how many strikeouts?
200.
Oh.
He's having a hell of a year.
I was
going to
say it's at least 220, Bray.
242.
250.
295.
What?
Mackenzie is on pace for Mackenzie Gore. Shout out to the
Holy
Washington
wow.
Nationals.
I got rid of
See,
him.
I know that stat.
You got Jacob Wilson on that list anywhere?
Yeah, the A's.
Not on.
Told you
this
guys
one.
about him last year. Second highest contact rate in the MLB behind who? We mentioned his name already. Lou Arias.
Cal Raleigh
Ooh, he's been
is
amazing.
on pace
Catcher for
for
the
blank
Mariners.
home runs
Catcher.
and blank WAR.
Home runs, I'm going to say 35.
Yeah. He took mine.
47
I was going to say 35.
over 50.
52.
45?
Over 50.
50.
Boy.
55 is what he's
Wow.
on pace for with a WAR of 9.7.
Dang.
He's having a monster year.
The Mariners are for real. If you look at most people talk about who they trust in the American League, it's only 3 teams. It's the Seattle Mariners, it is the Detroit Tigers, and it's the Yankees. Those are only 3 teams that come up in terms of everyone across the board trusting. And then the last one is Tarek Skubal
Oh, yeah.
is on pace for how many Ks?
Oh,
How many BBs?
it's got to be 300. It's got to be 300
Yeah.
strikeouts,
I'm
Bray.
going to say 290 on the strikeouts.
It's got to be 300 strikeouts, Bray.
246.
246?
21 BB, standing for Mavs.
Bases on ball.
There you go. Here's a 21 of those, and then 11.7.
So strikeout
Ks.
ratio to balls
Dude, that's
is
insane.
amazing.
That's,
I
man,
know we
that's
talked
too much.
about it earlier in the show. Maz, you watched the whole performance once you got your Roku
Oh, God,
situation
yeah.
together. Just, what was it again? Like
What are you laughing at? I just didn't know it was
Roku?
on Roku.
Yo, it took me a while
It was
too,
the
bro.
delivery.
There was no
was the
advertising.
delivery,
Where's
okay?
the
It was just the
advertising
delivery.
to tell me?
We don't want.
I was 11 years old.
You know how many Tiger fans didn't see that game on Sunday?
Exactly.
Do you know?
That sucks. But you know, because Roku bought that package. They bought it for
From
Scooble.
Apple, I guess?
100%. They bought it for Scooble, the Scooble game. They bought it trying to get like awareness, if you will.
Yeah.
It's too tough to get
He
a
was
Roku.
so good, man. So damn good. Had a no-hitter into the 6th inning. Couple of singles. That was it. They had no shot in that game. 2-run homer by Zach McKinstry to start it off. They add on 3 to make it 5-0. And it was in cruise control. And it was fun to watch. And even those Cleveland Guardians, they had to tip their hat to those guys. And I'll tell you, the broadcast was very good. Dan Dickerson was on the call for the Roku game. I'm trying. Rick Manning from the Cleveland Indians back in the day.
Okay.
He represented Cleveland. Dan represented Detroit. And they had a great on-field guy. And I forgot his name. Andre something. He was very good. It was a good broadcast. They did a really nice job. And I'll watch again. This Sunday, I think it's the Cardinals and whoever they're playing. But Roku did a nice job. I like it.
Well, we'll get you the update so you know that it's on Roku next week. Maz, last thing we'll do, and we'll take a quick commercial break here. A message from Caesars is one of these stats that I never cared about until the numbers got gaudy is the ball leaving the bat.
Yes.
O'Neal Cruz, 122.
Wow.
That was insane.
Wow.
9.
Let me tell you, that kid,
That was insane,
that
dude.
kid is so
Missile.
lost.
That
So
was
lost
insane.
in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
It's,
Right.
It's a shame.
Isn't he the Tiger Killer? Isn't he your Tiger Killer?
He's an everyone killer.
He's
terrific.
Yeah.
And the kid that plays for the Reds, God, Mike, how can he go off?
Ellie.
Ellie Dela Cruz.
He comes. Yeah. That's who comes soon.
There you go.
Ellie comes this weekend, I think.
That'll be nice.
I saw him last year when we went to Kentucky. On the way home from Kentucky, we stopped in Cincinnati at the Great American Ballpark.
Did something special happen in that game?
Huh?
Or didn't he do something crazy in that game?
Yeah, I think he got on base every single time.
I think he got on base all 4 times.
He did something crazy. Yeah, all right. Well, look, let's get a message in from Caesars, and then we'll come back and we'll wrap up the show. Peace.
You got it. Absolutely, everybody. You know what time it is. Scan that QR code above my head. Use that code word over there. Woodward 1000 to open up your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account. When you do so and make your first deposit and first bet of $20 or more, if that first bet happens to lose, you get your first bet back as a bonus bet up to $1,000, but only if you scan that QR code above my head. Use that code word over there. Woodward 1000 to open up your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account. We shall return.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, May 23rd from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at McShane's in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Van Johnson.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
I have said it before, and I shall say it once again and forever. We are the number one, the numero uno sports digital media platform around this entire big globe that we are spinning upon. And we have 6 ways for you to catch our 7 days a week programming. Over there to my right, to your left, that is YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitch. Come like, share, join, subscribe. Come be a part of our family because we love you guys.
I know you want to hear about the Detroit Lions. Wasn't a ton of information today, but they did start OTAs, and there is a little bit of going mass. Tell us a little bit.
I will. First of all, guys, at 100 days from today
Let's go.
is the start of the NFL
Lions
season.
fans.
All right? Hey, we've made it this far. Just 100 more of these days, and we are going to be there. Speaking of Lions OTAs, there's a guy that wasn't there today, and that's Alex Anzalone. Alex Anzalone did not attend today. Obviously, I don't know exactly why he wasn't there, but I guess maybe we can think about perhaps it's the contract. I don't know if it is, though. I don't want to jump and say that's the reason that he's not there, but we'll find out more about that. But That's what's happening at Lions camp. And of course, they had the rush to OTAs here because they played the first game of the season at the end of July, the Hall of Fame game against the Chargers out in Canton, Ohio for Hall of Fame weekend. And that should be a fun time for everybody. If you've never been to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, I've been there a handful of times. It is so great. You can just get lost in that place. It's fantastic. It's not huge, but there's just so much to do, and you just get locked on stuff. And to see all the busts when you go in there, I saw John Madden when his went in there, and it was just fantastic. And then you look for your favorite players and see how close they got that likeness to them. It's a great time, and to go there to go see the Lions, that's a trip well worth and something I'm planning to do coming up here in July. How many times have you guys been to the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
Going back, just something you said about Alex Anzalone, that's exactly what it is. And what it is, it's just more of a professional situation. It's not him, they don't want to pay me, I don't want to be around. You don't want to be around when the question is every time you walk into every room is going to be, what's going on? Have you signed a deal? And in that regard, I'm just looking at him as a professional vet. He doesn't want to be around and have that energy, so he's staying away until the team figures it out. That's more so what it is. That's just respect on both sides. Go ahead, Anson.
I just was going to answer you. I have been to Canton. It is worth the trip. Take your kid when he graduates 8th grade. It's an awesome place. Not quite Springfield, Massachusetts, and definitely not Cooperstown, but Canton's pretty fantastic.
Hey, Lions did sign a linebacker today, veteran Zach Cunningham, who led the league in tackles in 2020. Last year he spent some time with the Texans. So the Texans stand out. Most recently played for the Broncos and even the Eagles. So Zach Cunningham comes over just to get him some depth at that linebacker position. We're hoping to see a good year out of Derek Barnes. Derek Barnes is a very important part of this team. When we talked to him a couple years ago, what a guy he was, and to see him grow into that position up till last year when he got hurt was really good to see.
Yeah, we talked to him at the end of 2021. I think he had a couple good games in a row, and then I think they play out in Denver, and we had a conversation with him. Definitely a good guy. He was coming on strong for the team last year as the will linebacker position, so let's see what that has to hold. Maz, that Canton, for me, football has always been it for me because of my father.
Yeah.
Baseball is my first love. Football is what I wanted to do. Like the very first time I went there after the draft, they take you there. It was Cleveland Browns. It was a whole ordeal. Just the rookies. You walk in there and it's the hall. This is the place where the immortals rest their head, pun intended.
Yeah.
This is the place I wanted to be. I told myself I would never go back until I was in it. So maybe I can go back now. I'm not going to be in it. But I never went back, just like I never went to the Super Bowl. It was always, I'll go when I'm supposed to be there. But just going the one time with Ken, it's just, you just see the greats, and it's like, this is the perfect resting spot for all that they've done, whether it's Mean Joe Green or whether it's Mel Blount or whether it's insert your player. I don't know why those two first come to mind, but this is it. This is here, and they're immortalized, deservingly so.
And the store itself.
Oh, yeah.
For junkies like me that buy everything NFL, I spent, I think, the most time in the store than I did roaming the halls of the museum. And my kids were with me, and God bless my girls. We were there for 3+ hours, and they loved it.
I don't.
For Dad.
I feel like it should be in Pennsylvania somewhere. I don't mind it being Ohio, but how the hell did they get the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Right,
That's like the
Cleveland.
least rock and roll state in the union.
I agree.
Must be something.
Mistake by the lake.
Technically where it was invented.
Yeah, they ain't bringing that one in, man. It slipped under the cover. I went to a bunch of events there. That was like their pride and joy when I was there. We have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I was like, yeah, but y'all not even rockers. I said, we got Detroit Rock City.
No doubt.
And we're not.
That's where move it north, gentlemen.
Hey, I got my NHL up to date for you guys.
Let's get it.
It's coming down to the nitty-gritty here, guys. Last night, the Carolina Hurricanes won their first Eastern Conference Finals game in 16 tries. They were down 3-0 to the Panthers, but they won it last night 3-0 to force this to go back to Florida for game number 5 tomorrow. And out west, the Oilers trying to take a 3-1 lead. Oilers up 3-1. They're up 2-1. Host the Stars tonight in Edmonton. Edmonton has been impressive the last 2 games after, of course, the Stars won that first game last weekend when they scored 5 goals in the third period. Besides that, it's been all Oilers, and Stuart Skinner in the net has been outstanding. That is your Stanley Cup update. Anson, what do you got for us?
I don't know. It went a little long, pal. I think you're only allowed 20 seconds for that stuff.
Yeah.
Listen, shout out to everybody that got their super chats in today.
Yep.
And shout out to everybody that smashed that like button. But listen, I need 13 more. You guys know I like to hit 100 before the end of the show. We're about to run that prize wheel, Pete, if you want to show it to him. But
I've
please,
showed it.
guys, 13 of you, I need you to smash that like button. Get us over 100 for the show.
Pete, am I on there?
No.
I'm not on the wheel?
Oh yeah, you were on the wheel. You have the wild card spot.
Let's
Tom.
go ahead and
the wild
spin
card
it when
spot.
that black wild card Maz comes around.
I shall. But in the
All right,
meantime,
all
why don't you
right.
let everybody know?
Now, if
that
it
we have to
lands on my square, I get to say spin again, or
pick a
I
winner.
pick a winner.
Right, here we go.
Oh, he missed it.
It was on the Mavs square. There you go.
Good luck, everybody. I'll be back on Thursday as well as Friday. First Friday, I'm doubling down on a series finale prize package.
Let's go, baby.
And it looks like Maz is coming around, no?
No, he ain't gonna make it. I think we might have a Michael Beery.
Started it up early.
He started it.
Good.
Mike, you started it, baby.
There we go. First one in the
Really
gym,
been
last
a-
league.
Been an
First
all-star
one in the gym,
chat
last
lately,
league.
Michael
How about
Weary.
the Thunder?
Appreciate you very much. Appreciate you
Aggressive.
starting us off as well today. Again, I'll be back on Thursday to do a little bit more of this.
Try to veal.
Please, Michael. Actually, Michael, we have your address, right? We have your address, and then AOJ or AOJBO, I think it is. Please, if you're in the chat in here, get us your information so we can send your prize package out to you as well.
Otherwise,
It's getting recycled.
Take a picture, Tom.
Getting recycled.
Take the photo.
I got you.
All right.
Michael,
Final-
congratulations.
Final thoughts. Knicks, Pacers tonight. Score and high score. Who wins a high score? Do it that way.
I'm gonna. The high score will be Brunson, but the Pacers will win 112 to 107.
Ricky?
Yes, I think the Pacers are going to win. Yes, I agree with you, but I think the score is going to be closer. I think it's going to be a 100-102.
Let's
I
go.
like it. Maz.
The Knicks are going to win again. Knicks are going to win again.
Can we put up
The
his?
Knicks are going to win.
Can we put up his chat to you and I? Remember third quarter? He's like, I told you they were
admitted it.
getting swept.
I admitted
He was
it.
being funny. Yeah.
I
100%.
admitted it.
Oh, okay.
It's called the reverse jinx.
Pete.
Well played, my
Yeah,
friend.
go Pacers is what I say, Bray.
All right, give me the Knicks.
Pacers, your ass. Go
Give me the
Pacers.
Knicks to the tune 115 to 108, 109. And I think OG Anunoby goes for 38.
Attaboy,
Ooh.
Brad.
You've been calling
I like
calling
that.
the unsung heroes pretty well through the
like
way.
that,
Anunoby.
Fred.
OG, I really wanted to go Mikal Bridges, but I'll stick with OG. Yo, we appreciate you for tuning in to Woodward Sports Network, and we also appreciate. Well, yeah, what is it, Pete?
No, I was gonna say I'm good. Did you want Anson? Did you want that picture that
Oh.
you sent me?
I want one more like so we can
Did you want
100.
that picture that you sent me? The email?
Oh yeah, show us that real quick. Jason Kenyon sent this in. He thought it'd be
Oh,
pretty
yeah, please
cool to
do.
share. I got a little information on this somewhere, but this is a very, very old mitt, and it looks like I erased that somewhere.
The myth from the Sandlot.
Hang on, I have the email here.
You
Hang
got
on,
the-
I have it. Hang on. So what this is?
I got it. Anson, this is a lefty-handed first baseman's glove my great uncle had. It turns out it was my granddad's. Rest their souls. I was 5 because I was left-handed and couldn't play right. It's a Franklin Sterling Custom Pro Flex Action. Serial number
You got the
1808
serial
in
number?
the glove palm. Still able to read it. Hope you're only on that bad boy up. Keep it working.
Keep working, keep going, man. For Ricky, Pete, Tom, Anson, Braylon, we are the Mighty Networks Maz, and we'll see you. Mañana.
We'll see you.